What's going on, everybody? Bryan Fonseca here, checking in on behalf of the Action Network. And today we have a pair of fights for you to consider betting on this weekend. We have Amanda Serrano and we have Jake Paul. The tag team is back, and this time they're in Puerto Rico, where Amanda Serrano has not fought in 3 years and where Jake Paul is living. And as a Puerto Rican, I'm very excited for this card, particularly for Amanda Serrano to return to action, where she will be defending her featherweight championship crown against Nina Meinke, who is an accomplished featherweight in this division. And then you have Jake Paul, who's going to be facing another pro boxer, an actual one, in Ryan Bourland. Barely a pro boxer, but we'll get into that in a little bit. For Amanda Serrano, she's going to be facing Nina Meinke, who has been stopped once in her career by Katie Taylor. However, it was because there was a cut above her eye that, yes, it was because of several punches. Katie Taylor's speed, very bothersome in that fight, but Nina Meinke wasn't floored. You would think that something like this would be possible in this fight because, like Amanda Serrano's last bout against Danilo Ramos in October, this is going to be 12 3-minute rounds, not 10 2-minute rounds. So you have 36 minutes to potentially get a stoppage as opposed to just 20. That being said, I've leaned Amanda Serrano by decision since the fight was announced. Right now, that is plus 120, depending on where you look, because Amanda Serrano has been winning by decision lately against anyone she's faced except for Katie Taylor, who she actually lost against a couple of years ago. Amanda Serrano hasn't gotten a knockout since 2021 against Daniela Bermudez. That was in the 9th round of a bout that was actually in Puerto Rico, and Bermudez hadn't been stopped before that, to Serrano's credit. But Serrano, again, is probably at the Manny Pacquiao stage of her career. Manny Pacquiao was a knockout artist early on and then started winning by decision over and over again. In Manny Pacquiao's last 17 fights, he scored one knockout victory, and this was all after 2009, a career that ended in 2021. I think Amanda Serrano's on a similar trajectory, so I'm leaning plus 120 by decision. If she is going to get the stoppage, I suggest you go into group round betting and bet it late. I do not think it's going to be early on in this fight. You could look at group round betting plus odds between rounds 7 through 12 or 9 through 12 for Serrano to score a knockout. I'd be interested in that, but my lean is by decision. For Jake Paul's fight against Ryan Bourland, all you have to know is that the over-under for this fight is 1.5 rounds. The last we saw Jake Paul, it was in December of last year, and he knocked out Andre August like we said he was going to, and he did it in the first round. And Andre August was a pro boxer before that. Ryan Bourland is also a pro boxer who his record is largely built off the backs of fighting guys who were under 500. He's only fought in a handful of guys who had better than 500 records throughout his career. He has been knocked out in the first round in his career against an 8-3 journeyman, and also similar to Andre August, who Jake Paul just beat a few months back. Ryan Bourland has not fought in 18 months, and before that didn't fight for 4 years, which means Ryan Bourland has fought one time since 2018. Jake Paul, between rounds 1 and 2, minus 115. I don't think Ryan Bourland is a serious threat. This is another one of these dudes who is a pro boxer and was chosen for a reason for Jake Paul to knock his ass out. And that's what he's going to do. And I think he's going to do it early. You don't see often in this sport over-under 1.5 rounds. There's a reason for that. So Jake Paul, again, the challenge is on you. You have to do this because this is not a serious opponent. The over-under 1.5 rounds, you don't see that in this sport. So Jake Paul better get this done early. Otherwise, how seriously can we take this? That's all we have for today. Make sure you track your pick on the Action Network app, and we're going to have more to come very, very soon. Take care and enjoy the fight.